Most people replant the same herbs every single spring and spend money every single time. What if I told you there are 10 herbs you plant once, just once, and your garden keeps producing them year after year, completely on its own? No replanting, no fuss, no wasted money. Today I am showing you the 10 best perennial herbs that come back stronger every year, even if you completely ignore them. And number 7 grows so aggressively that gardeners actually beg it to slow down. If you did not know you could plant an herb once and harvest it for the rest of your life, subscribe right now because I share forgotten growing secrets like this every single week. Let's start with herb number 1, chives. You plant chives once and they come back every spring without you doing a single thing. The thin green stalks push through the soil before almost anything else in your garden wakes up. You can snip them all the way down to the ground and within 2 weeks they are fully grown again. That means multiple harvests from the same plant every single season. Here is the best part. Chives multiply on their own. One small clump becomes 3, then 6, then 10 over the years. You will never need to buy chives again, and the purple flowers that bloom in summer are completely edible and look stunning in salads. The next herb also comes back every year, but this one has been used as medicine for over 2,000 years. Herb number 2, mint. Here is the one every gardening video warns you about, and they are right to warn you. Mint spreads so aggressively that once you plant it, the real challenge is not growing it, but controlling it. Plant it in a container or a buried pot to keep it from taking over your entire garden. One plant becomes a full container in a single season. Fresh mint sells for premium prices at farmers markets. Restaurants pay top dollar for consistent fresh supply. You can harvest mint every few weeks throughout the entire growing season, dry it for tea, sell fresh bunches, or make mint oil. The flavour is stronger and far more intense than anything you will ever buy in a grocery store. And the next herb on this list looks delicate but survives winters that would kill most vegetables without any protection at all. Herb number 3, thyme. Most people think of thyme as a cooking herb and nothing more. That is a very expensive mistake. Dried culinary thyme sells for up to $20 per pound at specialty herb suppliers, and the medicinal grade essential oil commands far higher prices from natural health buyers. Thyme is a woody perennial that survives hard winters, grows in poor rocky soil where almost nothing else will, and only gets better with age. An established thyme plant in its 3rd or 4th year is significantly more aromatic and potent than a first-year plant. It requires almost no water once established and spreads slowly outward, filling gaps in your garden beautifully. Harvest the young green tips in spring and summer. Dry them in small bundles. The flavour is incomparably better than any store-bought dried thyme, and the herb coming next does something at night that most gardeners never notice. Herb number 4, lemon balm. Plant lemon balm once and it will be with you for the rest of your gardening life. You will spend more time managing its enthusiasm than encouraging its growth. This bright lemony herb is used for stress relief, sleep support and digestive calm. The supplement and herbal tea market for lemon balm is growing fast as more people look for gentle natural alternatives to anxiety medications. The leaves are harvested multiple times per season, dried easily at home, and the dried herb fetches up to $40 per pound from wellness buyers. Here is what most gardeners miss: lemon balm self-seeds. When you let a few flower heads go to seed in autumn, new plants appear the following spring in the most unexpected and wonderful places. You plant it once and your garden essentially plants it for you forever after. And the next herb grows taller than most people expect and produces something your kitchen uses every single day. Herb number 5, oregano. Here is the truth about oregano that grocery stores will never tell you. The dried oregano in that supermarket jar is a pale shadow of what freshly dried homegrown oregano tastes like. The difference is so dramatic that people who grow their own refuse to ever go back. Oregano is a hardy perennial that spreads outward from a central clump every year, producing more and more harvestable stems each season. You can harvest it 2 or 3 times per growing season by cutting it back hard, and cutting it back hard actually makes it grow back bushier and more aromatic. High-grade culinary oregano sells for up to $30 per pound dried. Plant one small pot this spring, and by summer 3, you will have more oregano than your family can use in a lifetime. And number 6 is the one herb every grandmother's garden had, and there was a very good reason for that. Drop the number of the herb you are most excited to plant in the comments below. I read every single one, and I am turning the most voted herb into a full dedicated growing guide video. Your comment decides what I make next. Herb number 6, sage. Sage is one of the longest-lived perennial herbs you can grow. A well-established sage plant can live for 10 to 15 years in the right conditions, growing into a beautiful woody shrub that produces armfuls of aromatic silver-green leaves every season. Most people grow it and only use it for cooking. The smart growers know that premium dried sage sells for up to $25 per pound, and that the demand from herbal medicine practitioners, smudge stick makers and specialty food buyers is consistent year-round. Sage also has documented antimicrobial and cognitive supporting properties that make it genuinely valuable beyond the kitchen. Plant it in full sun and well-drained soil. Prune it back by 1/3 every spring to keep it productive. Ignore it for the rest of the year, it will reward you with decades of harvests. And the next herb is the one most home gardeners grow, but almost nobody harvests it at the right time. Herb number 7, chervil. Most gardeners have never even heard of this one, and that is exactly what makes it so valuable. Chervil self-seeds so reliably that once you plant it in your garden, you will never need to sow it again. It produces a new crop from fallen seeds every autumn and every spring, completely on its own, with zero input from you. The delicate anise-flavoured leaves are a staple of French haute cuisine. Michelin-starred restaurants hunt for reliable local suppliers and rarely find them. Fresh chervil sells for up to $30 per pound at specialty food buyers and farmers markets. It grows in partial shade where most other herbs struggle, making it perfect for the corners of your garden that nothing else will fill. Once you plant chervil, your garden is essentially self-stocking, one of the most valuable culinary herbs in existence. And number 8 has been in every traditional medicine system on earth, every single one. If you had no idea how easy and profitable some of these herbs actually are, hit like. It helps me reach the gardeners who genuinely need this information before they spend another season replanting the wrong things. Herb number 8, echinacea. This is the perennial herb that gives you the most in return for the least effort. Plant echinacea once and it will reward you with beautiful purple flowers every summer, steadily multiplying clumps that get larger every year and harvestable material that includes the roots, the aerial parts and the seeds, 3 separate products from one plant. The immune supplement market for echinacea exceeds $130 million per year in the US alone. Dried root sells for up to $25 per pound. The flowers attract pollinators that benefit your entire garden, and the plant itself asks almost nothing from you. Full sun, average soil and water during its first season while it establishes. After that first year, it is essentially self-sufficient. This is the definition of a plant that works harder than you do. And the next herb is one of the most commonly grown in home gardens, yet most people harvest it completely wrong. Herb number 9, lovage. Lovage is the forgotten giant of the perennial herb garden. Once established, it can grow up to 6 feet tall, coming back bigger and stronger every single year from the same root system. It tastes exactly like celery, but far more intense, more complex, and more aromatic. Every part of it is usable, the leaves fresh or dried for cooking and teas, the seeds as a spice, and the roots for medicinal preparations. Specialty food buyers, herbal medicine suppliers and seed companies are all buyers for lovage's products. It is almost impossible to find in stores, which means you have an open market as a grower. One established lovage plant produces more usable herb material than most people know what to do with. And the final herb on today's list is the most underrated perennial in existence. Herb number 10, sorrel. Sorrel is the herb that home gardeners consistently overlook and specialty food buyers consistently cannot get enough of. The sharp lemony leaves emerge in early spring before almost anything else is growing, giving you fresh harvestable herb material weeks before your other plants even wake up. Sorrel is perennial, extremely cold hardy, and spreads gently from a central crown each year. It is a staple of French cuisine used in soups, sauces, and salads by chefs who value its unique flavour that nothing else replicates. Farm-to-table restaurants in major cities list it specifically on menus as a premium ingredient. Fresh sorrel sells at farmers markets for up to $6 per bunch, and it keeps producing leaves all the way from early spring through late autumn, giving you the longest harvest window of almost any herb on this list. The 3 herbs from today that will genuinely change how you think about your garden are chervil for its completely self-seeding nature, lovagig for producing more usable herb material than any other single plant, and sorrel for giving you the earliest and longest harvest window of the entire season. Every single herb on today's list rewards patience far more than effort. Plant them once, let them establish, and your garden starts doing most of the work for you. Pick just 2 herbs from today's list this week and order seeds or small starter plants. 2 well-planted perennials will give you more long-term value than 10 poorly planted annuals every time. Next week, I am covering a small group of herbs so easy to propagate from cuttings that you can turn 1 plant into 50 within a single season at almost 0 cost. You will not want to miss it. We are building a community of people who grow smarter, not harder. Hit subscribe and be part of that.